Here we are, in Wenceslas Square in the centre of Prague, a few footsteps away from where my father, Sir Nicholas Winton, who's well known for saving mostly Jewish children from danger, started his project. I've inherited not just his legacy, but also a real fascination, like him, for fire. This primordial force, so hypnotic and powerful, was something that my father loved, whether it was a cosy blaze in the hearth or a grand bonfire made from a pile of broken branches. This passion, though it seems ordinary compared to his heroic deeds, gives a glimpse into who he was, and it's deeply influenced my life. Nestled in the heart of our home, New Ditton, was a wild area with a small wood that my father looked after with the care of an enthusiastic tree surgeon. Here in the wilderness of that back garden, he lost all sense of time as he chopped, cut and pulled remnants of the old broken branches into piles to burn them. His Sundays were often spent in the orchard, coming out only when called for lunch. His appearance showed his morning's adventures. These are moments that showed his joy in doing simple things and his dedication to his garden and to nature. I have a lovely photograph of my father at the grand age of 105, sitting in contemplation and watching an enormous fire made from the branches brought down by a storm. The flames, they're as tall as our family house, yet they were safely contained within the walls of our derelict swimming pool. It made a striking image. It was reminiscent of his former dynamism, his energy and his spirit. This same fascination for fire has been passed down to me and infuses me with a similar passion. Now, in my 50s, it became more than a mere curiosity, and by chance it developed into a profound lesson in life that touched the very core of my being. At a retreat, I was given the opportunity to explore my self-imposed limits, and there was the opportunity to walk on fire. Now, that may sound easy to you, and I'm sure you've heard of people doing just that. Yet for me, it became a rite of passage and a catalyst for transformation. I'd like to tell you how it feels. Picture a bonfire made from thick, long logs, too heavy to lift. The flames lit, rising into the sky, in dynamic display of flickering light and darkness. The fire roars with a life of its own, a symphony of crackles and lights and sparks flying into the sky, full of power and raw energy. And as the boughs burn, they slowly give away and disintegrate and form a mound of glowing embers. They become a heap of redness with a heat so fierce it's impossible to stand close. Now, from this inferno, imagine that the red-hot cinders are spread out into a runway, a glowing ribbon of fire that is both inviting me to attempt to walk along it and scary that the likely outcome will be a trip to the emergency room. Can I walk on this bed of coals? Can I feel that searing heat and emerge unscathed? This challenges the very limits of my beliefs of what's possible. Of course, it's a vivid illustration of the boundaries that I've imposed on myself. Maybe you do too. These self-limiting beliefs hold us back from achieving the impossible because I know it's not possible to walk on fire. I know it. My father taught me many things, but perhaps the most enduring lesson is his belief that the impossible may, in fact, be something we can reach. My father had a motto which encouraged him to keep trying in his challenges, and it was, if something's not fundamentally impossible, then there must be a way of doing it. To carry this as a legacy is to believe that each one of us has the potential to achieve great things. It's to recognize that the barriers we face are often of our own making. It's a message of hope, of courage, and for the endless possibilities that lie waiting for those of us who dare to challenge the limits of our own imagination. Reflecting on my father and my shared captivation with fire, I see it as a symbol of his lasting impact and reminds me his legacy is not just in the things that made him famous, but in the everyday moments of passion, dedication, and a belief in the enormous potential of the human spirit. What steps will you take, knowing that achieving the impossible might be within your reach?